Here's the man of the hour, Fausto Castellanos.
Ooh, you got the last name right.
I did. I have it on lockdown. It's in my phone somewhere.
Dude, am I like number one on it? What is
No.
it like? What's that thing called? My favorites or quick call or
You're my MySpace top 8.
top 8? And
Yeah.
what am I, number 1?
No, you're number 8.
I'm number 1.
No, you're number 8.
Because you know 8's the best number, right? Because 8's where you find your mate.
Oh, jeez. So, Fausto, 4 years?
4 years.
4 years. It's a long time to do anything. High school was 4 years, and that felt like forever.
That's a
How-
good way to put it.
How's 4 years? 4 years of sobriety. That's a huge step. How does that feel for you right now?
You know, I don't think it's hit me yet. I don't know if it's because I've been so busy lately, but I think like this moment right here, I think where it's kind of settling in. And I think what I'm noticing, the biggest thing is this sense of peace.
Yeah.
Like I kind of almost forget like what it feels like to always be in a state of anxiety.
Right.
And to me, I've been like that since I was a kid. So I think I'm experiencing now like this, like, dude, you did it. Like you're doing it. Like you're a different person. And that's huge to me because my old identity is still kind of caught up in this new identity. And so sometimes I feel like I'm an imposter. And so I would say that's probably what I'm feeling now. It's like, oh, wow, like I am this new person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume that would require a certain type of vulnerability into self, right? Like, do you have to really kind of know who you are and be honest with who you are, who you were, who you're becoming, who you want to be? And again, I think that requires a certain type of vulnerability into self. How do you stay vulnerable to even do that?
Yeah, well, for me, I've learned that if I can be vulnerable with every thought that I have, every belief that I have, and every struggle that I have, that it has no power over me. You know, my whole life I've been trying to be somebody else, whether it be a punk rocker, bodybuilder, DJ, like skateboarder, videographer. So I was always lying to myself to kind of fit this mold, which never worked. And so now when I can say like, hey, I got codependency. Like if you like me, I like you. If a girl looks at me on the street, I think I want to marry that girl. and I'm just being honest with it. I got social anxiety. You know, I overthink everything. I overthink my overthinking. I want a dad. I got dad issues. I wish my dad was in my life.
Yeah.
You know, I seek love in all the wrong places my whole life. And just being open with that stuff, like it allows me to connect with people. It allows me to not feel shame for it, because I'm sure like we learn in life from helping people, like a lot of people feel the same way. It's not just you. And that's the biggest thing, is knowing it's not just me. And so it's played a key factor, because I've noticed in my life, a lot of the success I've gotten, whether it be jobs, relationships, internal stuff, has all been from just being vulnerable.
How many people have experienced heartbreak? There you go. What about depression?
You too? Should I just put my hand up?
Anxiety. Let's go a little deep. Who's experienced sexual trauma?
You too?
Physical abuse?
Never alone. Never
Neglect?
That's right. My tribe.
Divorce? Right? A loss of somebody close to you. See, everybody in this room has a story. And if you just look at the person next to you and you tell them what you're struggling with, they might have the answer.
I have known Fausto for 5 months tomorrow, and that is my sobriety date.
Okay.
I have had so much that I've grown through because of this man, because I remember turning to him and asking him, like, is everybody's hands out just for the money, or they actually cared? He was the man that literally made sure that I knew that people actually cared. He showed me that by example.
Yeah, my rock bottom for me was in 2017. I have trauma, so I was sexually abused and I was molested, and that was a secret. So I'm 25 years old in 2017, and no one knows about that. So that's been in the back of my mind. I have this drug addiction to cocaine and alcoholism that's going on. I have 15 payday loans of debt I owe. My mom's going through cancer, and I got fired from a job. So like all these things are happening, and I'm heartbroken because, like I said, I'm codependent, but I had no idea at this point. So when a relationship fails to me, until this day I say it, like the honest truth, being cheated on is worse than me being molested. For me, it's a lot more painful. And so going through all these things and spiraling, I got to this place where I was just like, I want to kill myself. Like I literally felt, being 100% honest, like I'm gonna do this. And I understand why people do this. And it was a scary place to be.
I've experienced being sexually abused by a male, and it made me question my sexuality. When I think about it, I enjoy the thoughts of it, which screwed me up as a kid. I have a hard time connecting with males because I feel like they're gonna do that to me. Statistics say if it happened to you, then you're gonna do it. I've been addicted for 11 years. I wanted to commit suicide. I've been depressed. My mother that raised me, that's here, she battled cancer 3 times and she's still here. So I know what it's like to see someone that you love with a good heart suffer, and there's nothing you can do.
I'm assuming that there is this, most people have this story, right, where they have a certain rock bottom, or whatever that is personally to them. And then they have this personal connection also to some sort of higher power to get them out of something to go somewhere. So what is your relationship with whatever your higher power is, and how do you kind of keep that going? What does that look like for you in your spiritual walk?
Yeah, you know, the higher power concept for me was, I found it in AA. Yeah. So I had an experience with my buddy reading scripture to me before I walked into AA at that rock bottom. And he read the scripture, and what I got from it was, God gives his strongest battles to his strongest warriors. That's what I perceived from what I heard. And so when that took away all the pain for the first time in my life, it wasn't like it was forced on me. I felt something. I felt something from these words, and I said, whatever this is, like I want more of it. And so in AA, it was cool because they allow you to kind of choose your God. And I know a lot of people can have like this weird view on it, but it's like when you understand, like people have a hard time with God because of religious trauma. If someone's been raped by a priest, you think you're gonna be like, hey, well, you need to believe in God to get through this. It's like, let's be realistic. We're human beings and we have emotions and trauma. And so by me having the space to kind of figure out what that was, it allowed me to feel safe to look for it. Like I never felt like if I didn't do it the right way, I'm gonna go to hell. Or if I didn't do it the right way, I'm gonna relapse. And for me, that helped out a lot. And what keeps me in it is I just stay connected with people who believe in God, but that actually like love me where I'm at too. Because I've had people where good friends at one point in my life, but they were saying everything I'm doing is wrong, this, and that. And I felt worse, which was pushing me from God. And so being around people that are just so loving and caring and understanding of like, hey, just take, just read, do what you want, just show up, like God will reveal himself. And so now where I'm at, now that I have this confidence in the belief that I have in God is real, because my external life and my internal life is the results of like, this is working. Yeah. And so that helps me, be able to walk with God now with faith, instead of worrying like, oh, the way I'm talking to him is wrong, or the way I'm praying is wrong, or the way I'm meditating is wrong. It's like, no, those opinions now got a lot weaker. And God is amazing for me, like literally, because the one person that's always going to be with you is yourself, and myself is the problem. So who can be with me all the time? God. Yeah. Whether it's true or not, I tell people, if you can have that concept that there's something looking out there for you that wants good for you, and you believe that long enough, life gets beautiful. Right. Yeah.
But I like how he gets people out of their comfort zones. That teaches me a different approach, because I would do it in an aggressive way. But I learned with him that he does it in love. And I know that like following God and stuff, it's like, that's how we're supposed to approach it. But sometimes we can forget about that principle. And so I just think about, in my mind, that time when I was over there at the school with him, and how he was able to get people to engage in conversations, and just how he's able to just be himself. And people like get it. Even when I was with Anthony and his kids from Project Sanctuary. As soon as Fausto started talking, and even when we went to the pro recovery barbecue that he invited me to, he's just a powerful person wherever he goes. You know, I don't know if I'm able to cuss or whatever, but he just doesn't bullshit. He's authentic, he's real, he's genuine. Like me, and that's honestly what I manifest and believe in and have always wanted to be around. Authentic people, genuine people, generous people, because I don't want to be with people who complain all the time. It's like, I don't find this dude complaining. It's like I've never actually seen him complain. But then again, I'm not with him like 24/7 all the time. But in the times I've been with him, he's very professional and makes everything line up with what he says he's gonna do, and he does it.
Let's give it up for our guest speaker today, coming all the way from
Orange County.
Let's give him a warm welcome to our guest speaker, Fausto. Come out. Yeah. Buddy Tyler right here, getting all this on footage. And then my other buddy right here went from living on a cardboard box, homeless, addicted, to now being sober and helping out tons of people who struggle with that stuff. Anthony. I struggled with in elementary school was that I was not academically smart, but it wasn't cool to say that. So I used to say, oh, I hate school and school's stupid. But really what it was is I didn't know how to learn. And so I would use that as a cover-up because I know when you're younger, we have to be a certain way to fit in. I don't know if you guys ever felt different growing up, like there's a room full of people, but I still feel alone. Even with the family, at school, people can say, I love you, you're important, you matter, but it's like, you don't believe it. Through all that pain, that's your purpose. You don't gotta look. All that pain's your purpose. It is. It has to be. You know, you're not alone. Just know that. If anything I said is relatable, just know that you're not alone. You're not. So just be vulnerable, be transparent, and just know that you deserve love, you deserve genuine care, you deserve somebody, you really do.
Why? Like, why do you do all of these things? Why do you do what you do? Like, why do you do all of these things either at the same time, different parts in your life? Why are these important, and why do you find them to be important for yourself to do?
Yeah. So that's a good question too. I do what I do for one is, like, to be honest, it fluctuates. So a part of me does what I do because it's the only thing that I find joy in. It's helping people. Like after this interview, I'm meeting with my friend's husband that wants to talk. There's no money involved. There's no transaction. It's just like, that's just how I am. And I've always been like that. So it's fulfilling for me to help people. I enjoy it. I love it. It gives me purpose. And like, there's times where I'm scared. And you know, again, because I'm very vulnerable and authentic, like there's times I'm scared that I'm going to kill myself if I don't live out this purpose of mine to help others. Like that's just what it is for me. Because I don't like a lot of things. I don't really care about watching TV. I don't care about going out, being shady. I don't care about sleeping around with people. I don't care about doing all these things. I just want to help people. And when I'm in that helping zone, I feel happy. I feel joy. I believe what happened to me in my past. You know, God said, no, there's a purpose in this. Mm-hmm. Because there's times where I think there is no purpose in it because I start feeling miserable in my present moment. Mm. And so that present moment, if I feel miserable, then it's like, you know what, I want to kill myself. Like, why not? I don't want to do this no more. Like, this is stupid. This is pointless. Everyone that's hurt me, nothing bad's happening to them, I think. You know, my mind starts playing all these stories. And so I do what I do because, for one, it fulfills me. It gives me a reason to live for my internal battle. And also, too, it's like, I feel like if I had that type of love growing up, I would have appreciated it and would have helped me out so much. So I can't change the past, but I can change other people's lives now. Right. So when they look back, they can say, man, there's this person that I saw on YouTube or an event, or I met in person that was just so amazing. And maybe one conversation he had like really helped me out in life. Because like you said, do you really see people like me in a sense that are doing what we're doing? You know, we may see a part of it online or something, then you meet them in person, they're not like that, or it's always money and this and that. And it's like, I've always felt like, well, why can't I find anyone like me? And it was like this light bulb, like, well, because you're not supposed to. There's not a lot of people like you. You stand out. That's the whole point. And so I just want to be able to give people an experience to find hope, to feel love, to know that their feelings matter. Just stuff that we really haven't had in a while.
You guys mind if I sit right here for the question? So my question for you guys is this. When you guys hear the word hope, what does that mean to you?
Both have a tattoo.
We have it tattooed on your stomach.
Perfect. You see what I mean? There, she got hope on her stomach, got hope on his hands.
I got it tattooed
Oh
on my
man,
stomach.
but hope is something that's kept me alive for sure.
What's up, Sober family? It's Alika from Pro Recovery Power. Fausto, happy birthday, bro. I'm so proud of you. 4 years of freedom. Now, how I would describe you is charismatic, is funny, is vulnerable, compassionate, caring, and the list goes on and on and on. You already know how I feel about you. But something that I've always said from the first time I've ever heard you spoke, I was like, man, I've never ever heard anybody carry the message of hope the way you do, bro. I encourage you to continue to do that because this world needs hope now more than ever. I love you, bro.
Here's what I think about Fausto, and I've known him for the last almost 4 years now, and I've watched him grow in his sobriety, watched him grow in his personal life. And when I think about Fausto, I think about energy. I think about excitement. I think about a motivator. I think about somebody who's shooting for the stars. I think about somebody who's excited about life, and he's definitely got the gift of encouragement. And I believe if Fausto stays like he's doing, collaborating with other strong minds, good people, stays in his sobriety and his recovery, I'm telling you, he's going to conquer somebody. He's going to make a mark on this world. He's going to be very Googleable. People are going to know who he is. He's a world shaker. He's a history maker and one of the greatest jump ropers in the world. And he's exciting. He brings life to people. He's like the son, you know, that I was missing link back in my life. I'm excited about him, all those type of things. Hey, I'm a #1 supporter, fan of Fausto. He's the best.
Now, as serious as all this stuff is, anybody knows me, I don't like staying serious, especially with you. I just want to kind of like break it up just a second and ask what your favorite color is.
My favorite color is neon green.
Neon green. That's a dumb color to love.
It's a cool
Is
color.
that a new color that you love?
I've always liked it, and I think that's why me and Tyler really connect because he's got the neon green hair. You know, I'm being honest. I'm kind of like, I think the connection is built on the color of his hair. If I was to be honest, you know what I mean?
I don't like him at all. I love his hair. It's the color of his hair.
Like his hair is green. Why do I feel attracted to him? I think is it the green or is it this personality? You know, but yeah, neon green though is my. It's just because I liked raving and stuff.
Oh, okay.
There's something about that neon green, like those glasses that have the neon green, like.
It's very 90s.
Yeah, I like that
Maybe
stuff.
it's childhood stuff.
Yeah, probably childhood trauma, you know? Got slapped in the face with like a neon green thing. So now I'm like, I'm attracted to it, trauma bonding.
Could be. When you think about like your future and like having a home and stuff like that, right now, especially in Southern California, it's just like, you don't even think about like housing. You're just like, I can't even afford
that. What
I
does it look
afford
like?
a studio. It's not possible. But whenever you do think about like, hey, what kind of place do I want to live in? What is your like house that you think of? Is it a tiny house? Is it a mansion? Is it like, you know, living in a trailer park? Is it living on the street?
Yeah.
What is it that you think of when it comes to that?
I like this question. I want a house.
Okay.
I just want to, the biggest thing I know for sure that I want is I just want to make sure I have a guest room. Because I want to be able to have people like that fly in, that come out here, be like, hey, don't get a hotel. Like, you're not going to spend that money. You're going to come, give you a room. We got you. You need some food, man. We're going to have the fridge stocked up for you. Or someone's going through a season of like, you know, a hard time. And it's like, hey, man, if you want to crash out here for a night so you're not alone, you come crash out, you're good. Yeah. You know, anything you need, go for it. Or if my wife, if I have a wife at the time, if she comes out and her family wants to visit, if they're out of state, it's like, yeah, dude, have the family sleep here. Don't make them spend money in a hotel. Yeah. Like, I want to be able to do that. That's the one thing I would say I know is just a guest room in a house to make it this safe place for people to feel safe. Right. I get high off of that. Like that's more fun for me, just to see other people like, yeah, come stay here.
Yeah, you play the host.
I love the host.
Yeah, you love playing the host.
Yeah,
just like to have
I become a good cook all of a sudden and everything. I'm all like rhyming too. Welcome to the House of Hope. If you need to cope, here's my rope.
What? Is that jump roping or?
The rope hope of rope. You know, they come on in. It's like, hey guys, welcome.
The talk of you bringing up the subject of cooking.
Yeah.
Do you cook? Do you cook for yourself, or do you want to cook? Do you like cooking? Have you cooked in the past?
Yeah.
What is your...
So I go through seasons, right? My codependency makes me a good cook, I've learned.
Oh, okay.
So the beginning of a relationship, I'm like, man, I'll cook whatever you want. You want some tacos? You want some fettuccine alfredo? You want some ceviche? You want some steak?
Yeah.
Like, I've learned that I like doing it for others more than myself.
Yeah.
When it comes to myself, I've learned that I like to keep it simple. So if I do cook, it's just throw some chicken in the oven. Let's do some rice cakes, and some eggs. That's it. I don't want to deal with it.
Right.
But the host kicks in me, then I'm like, yeah, I'll cook for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What do you need? I got you.
Yeah, right.
Then,
I think I do the same thing. I think I do the same thing. I eat crappy food for myself and like, put it out when there's something else.
Yeah, I'd rather just not eat. You know, that's my
Or
thing.
just starve to death.
Yeah.
Pass through, come on. We're having a casual conversation. We're having the chief walking on by.
I'm on my way to work. I got stuff to do.
You got things to do? we don't know what that life is.
I'll see you later, guys.
All right, guys. Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you guys for just, allowing us in your space and, just being so kind and everything, because, all of us here, we're all the same. We're all struggling with the same things. We're no different. Just because we may have some time or some shiny things, doesn't mean anything. We both struggle with, depression, anxiety, trauma, addiction, broken hearts, you know what I mean? And, all these other things. And basically what me and him are doing is we have this thing called the SoCal Hope Dealers, and we're just trying to spread hope to as many people as possible. Because a lot of people will reject us, but we want to create a space that's safe because we'll accept everybody. Doesn't matter what you are, who you are, you're here for a reason. We're still alive for a reason. I know a lot of us are, overdosing, we could be suicidal. We've had some very not fun things happen to us in our childhood and stuff, and like, we're still here. And so what that means is that there's still a purpose for us to help other people, because our pain happens for us so we can understand what it feels like to have empathy for others. And the more shit you go through, the more shit you can help people grow through.
And so where other life coaches are trying to really kind of push you towards goal, which Faust is doing the same thing, they spend a lot more of their time on that end than they are spending on how do we deal with the issues that we have right now, though, which, to his credit, are the hardest things to deal with in life, are the issues and the traumas. And he's not afraid to go there. And one of the main reasons why he's not is because he knows that if I'm gonna make any kind of progress going forward, I have to like look and stare my trauma straight in the face to be able to even make any kind of progress going forward. And so that to me is different, because again, you do see like motivational coaches like, you can do this and you can do that, and like, yeah, that's great and everything, but I'm still dealing with my my issues that I have right now. And Fasto has no problem dealing with that. So on a stage, he's like going out there and it's like telling everybody, it's like, you guys got traumas, let me tell you about mine. And that kind of vulnerability makes him different too from everybody else. But then right after that, if he's capable, if you're lucky enough to be able to have a one-on-one with him, which he'll take the time to do so, he really does get into that real deep area really quick. He's an amazing listener, and I feel like that would be a lot different than a lot of motivational speakers out there. Not to say that I have a sit down with a lot of them. Most of them have output. Fausto on an individual basis has a lot of ability to be able to sit there and listen, input, and that's different. That's more of a human experience. And so that's how I think that, like, I guess the easiest way that I can explain that is the difference between Fausto and other speakers out there is that he feels more human. And I guess that's going to be something that would be more attainable or more successful in the long run, I think. Oh, that ring. You have a ring on your left hand.
It's the left hand, guys.
This is the left hand. This is traditionally the marriage ring. I don't have one myself, obviously. But that right there would signify to anybody who's walking by and sees Fausto, oh, you're a married man. Now, anybody who knows Fausto knows that he's not a married man. Therefore, this is deceiving, which makes him a full-blown liar. So I want to know why you're a liar. What's the ring?
So the story behind the ring is that I wear it to protect myself. So I know in my heart, the thing I've always wanted was attention and affection. So that's why as soon as a girl would look at me in middle school, I'm like in love. Yeah. And I'm thinking about, okay, we're gonna have kids. I love writing poetry. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. You know what I mean? So I know that's how I am. And when I got sober, I was like, okay, I'm codependent. How do I break that? So I put a ring on in order to practice celibacy at that season. And also if somebody hit on me, like I know that's a toxic person, right?
Yeah.
And if I ever caught myself wanting to take it off, like at the gym or something, I can question myself, like, why am I doing that?
Sure.
Like, you really want to just, hopefully someone stares at you foul still. Like, I start creating these stories, so maybe someone will look at me, they want to talk to me, I can take them on a date, and they're the one. And so, in this season I'm in now, you know, I do have a girlfriend right now. She's in Colorado, and I'm over here because she'll move out here next year. I know for me, because I'm getting so much attention now, like this season of my life, like everybody wants me, my business is booming, all this stuff. I know in my heart, like, I can fuck up everything like that based on my childhood wound of like girls giving me attention. Sure. So I wear it because I'm wise. I know, like when Chief tells me like, hey, I hope you like your girlfriend a lot right now, you know, because you're getting a lot of attention. And so I wear it because, again, same thing, protects me from those people. And it just allows me to, hopefully, wherever I go, for one, I'll look like a piece of shit if I'm hitting on somebody with a ring on. For one, protects me. Anyone that comes up to me, like I said, they're toxic. And because I just know myself. Yeah. I know myself that it's just because I have God in my life or I'm sober. It's bullshit if I was to say, I never think about other people now. You know, of course not. I got God. I don't burn with lust. Yeah. I don't burn with attraction. No, so it's just a way to protect myself. And again, that vulnerability and that honesty is key. And I can laugh at it and tell people, oh yeah, I'm codependent, that's why I wear this. Yeah, so I don't fall in love with you. Because you looked at me like, you know, 5 minutes ago, and I was thinking like, I think I'll be a good husband. Yeah, right. You know?
Fausto, you just call them Hope Tacos?
Hope Tacos.
I really want to give you a wedgie right now.
All right, guys, so we got these Hope Tacos, and Anthony wants to give me a wedgie.
I'm gonna give you Hope wedgies.
Too bad I don't wear underwear. I got hope.
You gotta eat some of these Hope donuts.
No, I got it. See,
Look, it's the O in hope.
Oh, what does that stand for? Others. Life's about others.
Come on, man. He's always got something to say.
It's true.
Right. Nope, not gonna do it. See, people like me, we need to take care of our body because I don't look like this. That's what hope looks like.
Gotcha.
The beauty is within you, and all that pain and all that darkness, it's what makes you beautiful. Because see, it's the trials that we go through that bring us together. You just need some time for someone to tell you that everything's gonna be okay. Because both of us aren't perfect, but we're beautiful in our imperfections. And see, that's what brought us together. That's what helps else. So embrace the things that you find weird about yourself, because the strange traits that you have are the gifts that make you special. And we love you. So never give up. Because there's hope over there. And it's looking right. Come on, Michael.
Have a story to tell.
Look at that, we got Michael Cannon right here, man. This guy is gifted with the voice of hope through his music, and I'm just an extra.
Yeah, right, man. This guy's got the words to communicate just life and healing and hope.
Oh, man, dude.
He does.
What he said.
He's incredible.
If pride comes before the fall, then hope comes before the miracle. Right? Hope comes before the miracle. So if you want a miracle for where you work, where you live, please talk to us, because we'll spread hope through our stories. And I just want to say I love you guys, but let's get ready for the man who makes Simon Cowell cry.
So it's good. So it's a symbol. It's also a helping tool for yourself.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I like that. I never knew that. I just thought that was you're just being weird.
Yeah.
Everything else about your life is weird too.
Yeah, a lot of things, right? I don't eat food for like 30 days at times. I go vegetarian because I think meat gives you anxiety and fear for like about a year. I read books. I'll become a monk. I become the Iceman. You know what I mean? I had these thoughts of like everything's evil, and so I'm like, ha, I figured it out. Like the mall is evil, and they're like, hey, sir. I'm like, I get what you're doing. You're trying to take me away from my purpose. Oh, Nikes? You want me to spend my money on Nike so I don't fulfill my purpose? What does Nike stand for? Evil. It has 4 letters in it. Like my mind starts going there, right? But then people ask me like, well, I want the life that you have. It's like, okay, you might want the results, but if you see the way that I think and live, it's pretty wild in a sense. And I always tell people like, I don't know if what I believe is true, but it's true to me. And if I believe it's true to me, then I receive all those things that come into my life.
Right. Right. I think that on there, I had one more question that I wanted to ask you. I just wanted to review that really quick. I want to end it on this one actually.
Okay.
Like, what is your perception on life itself? Like, you're a thinker, right?
Yeah.
Overthinker. To the point where, like, you step back, because I'm an overthinker myself. You step back enough, you start looking at life and you start thinking of purpose and what's the point and like all these different things. You look at life, it's like, so what's my perception of life? Like life itself, like what's the point? What's the reasons? Like all these different things. What is sobriety, life, God? Like all these different things having to be in there. What is the point of all of it to you? And again, this is a giant question. It doesn't require necessarily a giant answer, but more so to say that, like, where do you at the very least start when it comes to looking at life and your perception of it? What do you think of life? Like, what do you think of these things? What's your thought process on these things?
Yeah, for me, I believe that life is already planned out. Everything that happens the way it was supposed to happen. It's already pre-written. And because I believe that, whatever I feel like I can imagine in my mind, like I imagine like, okay, I'm gonna be this person that helps a lot of people. I've had that since a kid, so it must be there for a reason. And I say, my concept of God saying that you're gonna help a lot of people. Well, what's the point of life? I start to think about it, right? I'm like, okay, when I die, I take nothing with me. So how do I continue to live life without drugs and alcohol and distractions, right? Because you don't need drugs and alcohol. People can become food addicts, TV addicts, phone addicts, sex addicts. I don't do any of that. So I'm literally just stuck with my, like, facing everything. And so my mind starts to think a lot, like, okay, well, like, nothing in life really matters when you think about it. So what can I do to make my life not focus on that truth? And it's to be able to perceive that I had to go through everything to help people enjoy life. And if everything's pre-written in life and I have this vision, then it has to happen. So anytime I face adversity, it's like, well, this is supposed to happen. So it helps me get through that. So my perception of life is to just help other people enjoy life on earth, to not focus on that. You know, at the end of the day, nothing really matters. And the pre-written thing allows me to just continually be myself. So that's my perception of life is that. That's what keeps me happy. Because if you say, okay, this is supposed to happen in my life, this is where God wants me, and I believe that. If I believe that long enough, it's gonna find me. And when it starts to find me, then I get more confidence with that belief, and I want to tell more people about that. And then I feel fulfilled. I feel happy. The biggest thing is I feel fulfilled even when shit hits the fan. Because I believe for me that all the shit that I went through in my addiction, I really didn't face. So now it's happening again in my sobriety, but it's like, okay, because I'm learning now to cope with it. So then I can be ready for whatever I'm supposed to do in life.
Right. All right, well, I'm done talking to you. This is more than I need to talk to you on a daily basis about you.
Yeah, it's
but
about me.
I'm still dying to know, for somebody who's sober for 4 years, how do you celebrate that? What are you gonna be doing?
So the way I'm celebrating it is I'm hanging out with other people, helping them out.
Okay.
So yeah, yesterday, my 4 years, I hung out with a life coaching client, took her out to eat and stuff and helped her out. And then I hung out with my sponsees, took him out, worked on stuff. And then today I'm helping my friend's husband. Like, see, it's like, that's just what I do.
Right.
That's the thing. People may think I'm selfish and egotistical and all this stuff, but you know, when people really know me, it's like, I'm always helping people.
Right.
You know, there's a little kid in me that's helping people.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm celebrating it.
Well, it's a really boring answer. It looks like, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to catch you on TMZ screwing anything up.
Who knows about that?
Yeah, we'll see, I guess. But Fausto, thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate our friendship, and I appreciate you staying sober for 4 years. Yeah,
it's
helping a lot of people.
Baby. What?
Congratulations.
Yeah, in a row, guys, too.
In a row.
In a row.
Not additive over time. Just
yeah.
in a row. No breaks.
No breaks.
All right, buddy.
I love you, buddy.
Thanks for taking the time. I really do appreciate it. And I hope that you get another 4 years in.
Yeah, come on, give me a hug, too.
Come on, give this guy a hug. Tyler, you give me a hug, too.
Yeah, come on, Tyler, give me a hug. Give me a hug, Tyler. Here. Group hug, guys. Group hug. See, guys, sharing is caring.
All right, Foster, we're done.
Okay.
We're sick of your face.
It all smells good.
Hashtag shut
You
up.
got that? He said I smells good, guys. Stay hopeful, my friends.
First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for, just being here. It means a lot to us because you're making the vision become our reality. So thank you for that. And one thing I want to share too is I know the word God can push people away. I get it. You know, it's called religious trauma. And religious trauma is when somebody that you grew up with used God for power instead of love. We don't judge that. I mean, look around you. You see so many different types of people from different walks of life, and all we do is just love everyone. Because it's all about showing you what that looks like. And see, for me in my beginning, I didn't even know what God was. I just wanted to really change my life. And so when I was desperate, He was the gift of desperation. When I was lost, He was the gift of direction. And when I'm in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous, He's a group of drunks. G-O-D. You hear where I'm coming with this? And so today, I want to make a new one. And it's a group of dealers. Not dope dealers.
Hope dealers!
Not card dealers.
Hope dealers!
But hope dealers.
Yeah!
Because you see, it's the stories that we have that are going to bring you hope. So be the hope. Because your story will change somebody else's life. Your story will free you. Your story will give your life meaning. And if you have meaning, you have purpose. And if you have purpose, you have joy. And who doesn't want to be full of joy, right? Do you guys want to be full of joy? Do you guys want to know your purpose, right?